In this video, we will look at everything that is included in the IELTS writing test. So if you don't know what to expect in the writing test, then this video is for you. Okay, so the IELTS writing test lasts for 60 minutes, and within those 60 minutes, you will have to complete two different tasks: writing task 1 and writing task 2. So let's go through both of those tasks, starting with writing task 1. So for writing task 1, you will be presented with either a graph, a table, a chart, or a diagram. And then you will be asked to describe, summarize, or explain the information in your own words. So here is an example of what a question from writing task 1 looks like. Now, as you can see from this question, you are expected to write at least 150 words. That means that you should write a minimum of 150 words. So what is the maximum amount of words that you should write then? Well, there's no right or wrong answer for this, but really you should be aiming for around 10, possibly to 20% of the words count above. So for example, 10% of 150 is 15. So we're aiming for anywhere between 150 to 165 words. Now, if you go slightly over that word count, that's fine. There's not much to worry about. It might become a problem though if you write too many words though. For example, if you write 300 or 400, because that will show the examiner that you don't have much control of your writing. So again, try to write a minimum of 150 words and a maximum of 165. If you go a little bit over, that's fine. Now, we mentioned that we have 60 minutes to complete two different questions, but they are not equally divided. So that means that we don't spend 30 minutes on each task. Rather, we should spend 20 minutes on writing task 1. That's what it says to us on the instructions. And then the remaining 40 minutes should be spent on writing task 2. And the reason for that split is because writing task 1 is only worth 1/3 of your overall marks from the writing section. The other 2/3 of the marks come from writing task 2. And that's why for writing task 1, you only have 20 minutes. Now let's look at writing task 2. So for writing task 2, you will be asked to write a statement in response to a point of view, an argument, or a problem. You will also need to support your point of view with any relevant examples from your own knowledge and experience. So what this means is that when we are given our questions, and I will show you what these questions look like, when we are given these questions, we are expected to write an essay, and this essay should be written in an academic or formal style. And these topics are about relevant issues, and they focus on a very specific part of the topic. So they are not general. For example, if the question is about the topic of computers, the question won't just ask you to write about computers in general. The question might ask you, however, to focus on computers in a specific setting. For example, what are the advantages and disadvantages of students using computers? Or what are the advantages and disadvantages of teenagers using computers? So let's look at an example question. So on your screen, you will be able to see some questions. So you can pause the video and take a screenshot of these images. And I will also recommend you to save this video so you can come back to it anytime you need some extra help or information. Now, with each question from writing task 2, they will usually give you a statement or some factual information, and then you will discuss this information. For example, you might be asked to discuss the problems and solutions of using social media too much. or you might be asked to discuss the problems and solutions of having a bad diet. Therefore, when you're answering these questions, it is important for you to be structured with your answer and write in an organized way. And we can do that by writing in paragraphs. So when we're writing our answer for writing task 2, we should be aiming to write 4 paragraphs. Now, I won't go into this in too much detail for this video because I have made other videos about this, and I will leave the playlist over here so you can check that playlist out after this video. Now let's talk about the word count for writing task 2. So for writing task 2, because we're spending more time on this than writing task 1, you are also expected to write more words. How many words? Well, you should write a minimum of 250 words. The same concept applies, which is that we should be aiming to write anywhere between 250 words and a 10% buffer. Again, if you go slightly over, that's fine, but we should not be trying to write too much. Don't try to write 350 words, because I know a lot of people might think that the more you write, the more chances you have of getting a higher mark, but that's not the case. Remember, quality over quantity, okay? It is better for us to stick in this 250 to 275 range and make sure that our sentences and our paragraphs are very well written, rather than just writing lots of information that might not be that good, okay? Now, I wanted to keep this video short, simple, and straight to the point so you can come back to it whenever you like. But if you want more information on how you can get a very high mark for writing task 1 or task 2, click on this video over here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.